What would you do if you received the one thing your beloved twin sister wanted most in the world, right after she lost it? In today's story, the protagonist's choice is a masterclass in navigating envy, family pressure, and self-worth. I got into Cornell last week, and to be honest, I'm convinced it was a fluke. I am not, by any stretch of the imagination, a genius. My school has considerable grade inflation, which is how I got a decent GPA. And my ACT score was a 28. My extracurriculars were fine, but they were nothing remotely competitive enough to get me into a school like Cornell. My twin sister, Olivia, is the complete opposite. She's a certified genius. Her stats are way more impressive, a 34 on the ACT, which she only took once compared to my 3 attempts. She has better grades and far cooler extracurricular activities. For our entire lives, everyone has looked up to her as the smart one. I never minded it, because it's simply the truth. The only reason I can possibly fathom that I got in and she didn't is that she applied to the College of Engineering, while I applied to the College of Arts and Sciences. If you're not familiar with Cornell, it has different colleges you apply to directly, each with its own admission criteria. Last week, the decisions for the Ivy League schools came out. It was a brutal day. Unfortunately for Olivia, she didn't get into a single one, including her absolute first choice, Cornell. She checked the portal the second it was available and called me, bawling. I did my best to console her, telling her everything was going to be okay, that it doesn't matter where you go to school, and that her brilliance would make her successful no matter what. Given her results, I was so certain I was getting rejected that I didn't even bother to check my own email until much later that night. Well, I guess surprises do happen sometimes. Because there it was in black and white. I am a Cornellian. I got in. I still don't know how, but I did. And guys, I really, really want to go. But I know this would absolutely devastate my sister. All week, she's been a ghost, crying, solemn, and just radiating sadness. She's been lashing out in anger at her friends who got into top schools, especially the ones she felt had lower stats than her. She has decided to commit to NYU, but she just hasn't been herself. I haven't even told our parents yet. I think they just assumed that since she didn't get in, I obviously didn't either. Am I being selfish for wanting this? Should I just go with her to NYC? We had always talked about going to school together. But, this is Cornell. I couldn't have imagined in a million years that I'd get an acceptance. I'd been obsessively researching it, looking at pictures of the beautiful campus in Ithaca. It's a small town, which I would love as an escape from the huge city we live in now. It feels like a literal dream opportunity, but am I a bad sister? I know it would crush her, especially considering how much harder she worked than I did. After getting advice from strangers online, I knew I had to tell her. I braced myself and sat her down. The second the words left my mouth, her face lit up. She started screaming with excitement, playfully getting mad at me for not telling her sooner. She was so proud of me. But then, just as quickly as it appeared, the excitement vanished. Her giddy smile faltered, her shoulders slumped, and her expression collapsed into one of profound sadness. It was like watching a light switch off. Within seconds, she was bawling, uncontrollably. I tried to comfort her, to hug her, but she pushed me away and locked herself in our room. I decided to give her some space. A few minutes later, my phone buzzed with a text from her. It said, "I'm sorry for how I reacted. Please don't be mad. I'm so happy for you and your accomplishments. It's just that after I got rejected, I at least had the consolation that I'd get to go to school with you. But now you're going to be where I wanted to be, and I'm just so sad. I worked so hard and did everything I could, and I just feel like all my hard work was wasted effort. I'm sorry I'm ranting. I just need more time." Reading that text, I started crying too. So many people were saying I must have desirable attributes, but I truly don't see them. I feel like I don't deserve this acceptance. I did my homework between classes, barely studied, and took the easiest APs I could find. Meanwhile, I watched Olivia take the hardest classes, study relentlessly, and spend all her free time volunteering. She's the one who deserves it, not me, and seeing her this hurt pains me to my core. I'm now strongly considering just going to NYU with her. I feel like everyone at Cornell will be a genius just like her, and I won't stand a chance. And I know if I go to Cornell, we'll drift apart. She's my best friend, and I don't want to lose my sister. Here, I stood at a life-defining crossroads. Choosing NYU would be the easy path, a retreat into the familiar comfort of her shadow. But choosing Cornell meant choosing myself, a terrifying leap of faith into a future I wasn't sure I deserved. Eventually, I told my parents. Their reaction was not what I expected. First, they insisted that Cornell must have made a mistake and mixed up our applications. This is impossible, as we applied to entirely different colleges within the university, with different admissions committees. Then, they went on to explain why I should go to NYU with Olivia. I thought it was strange, since I knew they would have been ecstatic if Olivia had gotten into Cornell. Olivia thought so too, and she asked them why I shouldn't go. Their answer felt like a punch to the gut. They said it was unfair that I, who they claimed slacked off, was able to get in, while my sister was the hard-working one who busted her butt all through school. I don't know if I'm being dramatic, but that hurt. I always knew they thought Olivia was the smarter one. They've made that clear multiple times, but to hear them say I don't deserve my spot just sucks, even if they're probably right. This was the moment the family dynamic shattered. The parents, in their attempt to protect one daughter's feelings, revealed their deeply rooted favoritism, completely unaware that this single, cruel conversation would irrevocably change their relationship with both of their children. As I stood there in stunned silence, Olivia did something incredible. She stood up for me. In a firm voice I'd never heard from her before, she asked them how they could say something so cruel to their own daughter. She told them I had 100% every right to be at Cornell and that they should apologize for being so rude. My parents were completely shocked. We are both very passive people, and neither of us had ever talked to them like that. That sparked a huge argument, and the long and short of it is that we're both in our rooms now, but I am just so thankful to her. In that moment, I realized something a commenter would later articulate perfectly. My parents had likely been running me down my whole life, and I had internalized it completely. To have my sister, the person I thought would be most hurt by this, actually believe in me, it was everything. I still don't know if I'll choose NYU or Cornell. The main reason for my hesitation is that I just don't want to go to school without her. She's my best friend, and 4 years without someone who thinks so positively about you seems impossibly long. At the end of the day, I had always assumed NYU was where I'd end up, so I wouldn't be losing much by choosing it over Cornell. I'm going to talk about it more with Olivia and look into both schools more deeply, but now, because she stood up for me, I finally feel like the choice is mine to make. Ultimately, this story teaches us that your path is your own, and your worth isn't determined by comparing yourself to others. True strength comes from seizing your own opportunities and recognizing that the people who truly love you will celebrate your success, even through their own pain. Have you ever felt like you didn't deserve your own success, or had to choose between a dream and a relationship? Let us know in the comments below.